Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For the last time here on our broadcast, it is Hunted and Sam here in the booth to guide you through our last series of the Field North America. Sam, a little bit of a bittersweet moment, right? I mean, the Field, one of the cooler projects that has come out of Psyonix and, of course, Rival Esports for quite a while here. And it's sad to see it go, but it's also pretty cool that we get to be here and cast over the finals.
No doubt about it. I mean, this is an epic way to finish it off. Anyone who had played a single game open to be able to get in on things. Of course, some invited teams as well, but really a fantastic mix of players and teams. Just kind of scanning the bracket here. You guys can still do that too to see how the teams got here. Exclamation point bracket in the chat. We got Mirage. We got EXE. Mirage has been that team that has just gone through the upper bracket, not really had a ton of trouble. They just took down the same Ducklings team that EXE faced, and they made it look a little bit easier. So obviously things have been going well for them, but EXE, they had a good run in that lower to get here. So I like this format, honestly, where you can have this team that battles back from the lower to get that second and last chance here in the grand finals.
Well, you know, you mentioned Ducklings who showed up on stream. Obviously, we just watched them. They unfortunately are out now. But, you know, Mirage 3-1 the Ducklings in that winner's final. But they also have really good results. They 3-0'd all mid in that upper quarter or the upper semifinal. Which, you know, is not necessarily an easy feat either. They are quite a good team. But they also took down reigning field champions in February. They were the field champs in Parabellum Esports. So Mirage has had a day, certainly, dropping Parabellum to that lower bracket and, of course, making their way rather easily into the grand finals. They're obviously 7-0 now through the bracket. But can it be EXE? Can EXE be the team that hands them their first loss? We haven't seen this matchup yet.
Yeah, and I like that too. I'm glad you mentioned that because sometimes you get some of those repeats, and we did get some of that to get here, but now we get that fresh matchup. We get the two teams who have not faced each other at all today, and we are underway in our grand finals. Gotta love it, and we're underway quick. We better keep our eyes on the field.
Yeah, Monster and company. For EXE, going to stay in the blue. Thank you for our sanity. Monster, Tito, and Knight. And then in the orange, Mirage, the undefeated team, coming through the top side of the bracket. It is Linear, Vegas, and Libra. In that orange, we'll see who gets the upper hand to start game number one. Best of 5, if necessary. We will reset the bracket if EXE does walk away with his first best of 5 victory. So certainly some time and time to play here for Mirage, though that was close to an own goal as all 3 players from EXE were barreling down on the last defender there. They just couldn't quite put it by.
Yeah, a lot of pressure here from EXE out the gate. We saw that in the previous series, but Mirage respond right back, nearly getting that one up and over the blue side, almost in, can't find the shot, but Mirage really just as quick. The pace here is nice. We've got a chance here as Tito goes down. Oh, he had a teammate there out front, but can't find the pass. Instead goes up and over. We're going to play on scoreless.
I like the idea, though, from Tito. If he drops that one just a bit quicker, although this is a nice little play, it will fall to Knight to try to read it. Tito and Knight are going to get caught here. Monster tries to make the risky challenge. Won't be able to come up with it, and Mirage take the first of the game.
And Monster had made such an aggressive play previously to take out the Mirage defender, but can't get back around. It's a pinch to get the ball moving there on the ground, but no one to get back for EXE. They've had an aggressive offense. Sometimes that can mean leaving your backfield open, but now they're right back where they left off, pushing down, finding shots. They will find success if they keep that up.
Throwing the ball on goal sometimes can lead to good things. And it might just be what they need to get one on the board. As Mirage have a 1-0 lead. I won't say they've had a majority of the possession. They have certainly had to play their fair share of defense to start things off as we are quickly approaching halftime in game number 1. But they've been doing a pretty good job keeping EXE out of the dangerous scoring areas. There have been a couple of chances. Monster has kind of been the catalyst for them so far for the blue side. Although Tito, as I say that, he had a pretty good-looking pass that just went a bit awry, couldn't connect with a teammate about through that first minute, and here we stand, a 1-0 game.
And you called out Monster. He really has had some good play. I like the way that EXE are moving. They've played really well coming up to this point. I think they're certainly up to the task as they get up here into this upper. But Mirage have a lot of advantage, obviously, playing comfortable, coming in, not really losing yet. That's got to feel good.
And it's always nice to have that extra 5 games if you need it, right? Like, I mean, it's sort of sitting there in your back pocket. I'm sure they would like to, finish things off here, but Knight, good play. I'm not sure if he reads this off of, did Tito even touch it? I don't think he did. No, it's just a miss, and Knight capitalizes. What a shot.
And it's so confusing, right? Because of that, Tito goes up, doesn't even get a touch. Defender there doing his absolute best to read that, but what are you going to do as it is all confusion, but it works out for EXE, and now, that ball comes down. Monster tries to dive for it just a little late.
I don't think you can blame Monster for being late to that ball. I think he was respecting the defender up high, not ready for the whiff. It caught me off guard that the ball came straight down like it did. And unfortunately, Monster just a half step too late. Now this is a pass out in front. Monster won't be able to get to. That was a big commitment there from EXE. It's going to be a 2-on-1 the other way. Good cut there from Tito, though. He gets back quickly. Now going to take a shot off the back wall. Vegas over to Knight. He'll have that dunk by him by Linear, and Libra's got a wide open goal, but Tito just in the nick of time makes the save, and we continue 1-1.
Tito turning on the afterburners, getting back. That looked real juicy there for Mirage as the net was open, but Tito able to get back in time, keeps it at this tie game, and now we're in the final minute. Every play scrutinized, every shot will be something you've got to look for, as now EXE get a good shot, and they're pushing in this final bit, getting set up.
I thought that was on goal for a half a second there. But it does fall just wide. The pinch now. Knight out in front. Rebound! Save made. Just getting up to it was Linear. Now Tito off the corner had a player cutting across. Doesn't make the touch, does Knight. Monster, he'll have to use his limited boost to try to get this out of harm's way. Gets demoed, but still the ball bouncing around the blue side. Linear with a shot just high. Nobody will get there on the rebound, but EXE scrambling in their own zone. Still can't get the ball away. That's a great touch from Tito. Is going to turn Linear right around. But Mirage, maybe one final second. No time left on the clock. Well, this one actually bounces up way up high. They will eventually see it into the turf. And we, of course, have overtime in game 1.
Great job by Mirage to push back on that push from EXE. It is getting quick out there, as every player needs to keep his head up, make sure that there are no miscues. That may be it there as the ball's down, but somehow it is out, and now we're back down the other way. Net open. Can Tito do it? No, it's not on, and play will go on.
Unreal. Close calls on either end of the pitch, and yet we play on in overtime. As Tito, he's going to pitch this in. He's got time and space. Just missed the touch. That was a tough angle to hit, and he nearly had it. I thought that was the game right there, but now Nibra, he'll try to dunk that one over Knight. Can't quite find the read. Here's Monster. Has Tito there. Bounces out towards Knight. He's going to go up in the air. Tries to go underneath, but the rebound. He pushed it high. Monster wide with the shot, and EXE come up empty on 3 huge opportunities.
Especially those last 2. You got to bury one of those for EXE. They had done everything right except get that shot in. They are back downfield. It's Vegas in the air. Can't connect, though. Linear up and downfield. But Tito will save it. And we will go on. Both teams getting chances. Both teams not getting that final goal.
My word, we continue. 90 seconds into OT. Monster ends up giving away possession. Demo backside. Tito does find the read, though. And Lanier's going to keep it in. Using the numbers advantage, at least for the moment. Here comes Vegas across the box. Knight just pops it up into his own corner. Nebra's first there. It's going to fall down straight in front. I believe there was a bump there onto Vegas, but Lanier's going to keep it moving as Mirage get their first good offensive rotation here in overtime. It will still be kept in the zone by Vegas. He doesn't have the flip reset to use there, so Monster able to make the save. Knight, misplay, unreal, that's what finishes it off. Linear gets a free goal after the miscue from Knight, and Mirage take game one.
And right before that, Monster had stepped in. Knight was in a play to make that, it was in a position to make that play. I mean, and Monster stepped up. I know Monster's trying to make something happen there, but he can just rotate around either way. I don't know if that threw off Knight for just a moment, but you're right. Knight was also still there, still just waiting, but it slips by. And just like that, those OTs, I can't believe it. I was thinking we're going to have one of those OTs that just goes on and on and on, but sometimes all it takes is a mistake to let it slip through.
I mean, we got to go back. I hate to harp on it, Sam, but we have to go back to that beautiful 2 back-to-back shots. You could even argue the first play was a good opportunity. But, I mean, the rebound chances. One goes high off the crossbar. The other one sails wide. And EXE, I mean, I get nerves are a factor here, but this is the big time. This is the grand finals. You can't afford to miss 2 back-to-back. There's a whiff by the defense, but blocked to start this game. Madness on the field right now.
Even that an opportunity right out the gate here for EXE. I know it was a whiff, but maybe they just need to start crashing the net and go full offense, but definitely a struggle right now for them to get those final goals. They could have had a few more, could have already had one here.
They're trying to push into the zone now. Monster with possession. That's a great flick. Knight, he was up for it, couldn't quite find that read. Tito wanted to keep play moving in the zone, but Vegas now Linear with the dunk. Knight has to make a good save. Tito will cut across to make sure that stays out of his goal. And the first minute will tick by here as a ticky-tack play out of the zone. Are they going to turn this into a goal? Oh. Yes, sir. Vegas able to finish that off, and Mirage makes something out of nothing.
Oh, I love the back pass as well. It is so hard to read. Tito just can't get there in time, especially with the positioning on that shot by Vegas. What a play there for Mirage as they cut through the neutral zone and get the first goal here, looking like that team that is up in the upper like you would expect.
So Mirage with the first of the game, looking to make it a 2-0 series lead. Again, this is a best of 5 here in this grand final, so not a ton of time to work. That's off the crossbar. Knight had to bang that one up high. He's able to hit it away. Solid work from him getting back in time, but now he's going to get beat over the top by Linear. Double touch chance. That was blocked. I believe Monster was the player there to get a piece of it. And now EXE just trying to break into the zone. That has been kind of the case in this throughout this whole second game. EXE knocking on the door of the zone, haven't been able to put it into really any kind of dangerous areas, and Mirage just continues to hound this back wall.
Yeah, and it's because right now EXE getting beat to the wall most of the time. Kind of feel like they're glued to the ground in respect to what Mirage are doing. Mirage quick to the air, and that aerial game is really letting EXE down, allowing Mirage to just take control of this series as someone has to get up and challenge on these plays.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. There needs to be more of that midfield presence from EXE. It almost looks like they're a bit shell-shocked right now, Sam. They haven't really been able to find the touches to get themselves into favorable positions. And this is going to be Nebra trying to turn this on goal. I really do hope we get to see some of that wonderful EXE offense that we've seen throughout the day against Mirage, because if they can start to turn that rotation towards the orange net. We can see some greatness here, but unfortunately, Linear and company able to just hem them in and continue the pressure. They finally find a second.
And that's greatness we're seeing from Vegas. Also can appreciate what Nebra is doing. And of course, Linear there to finish that off. We are really seeing Mirage take it to another level, and EXE have not been able to respond. They did look really good against the Ducklings in that previous series, but right now, Mirage just another class, showing it here on that second goal.
Oh man, my heart kind of is out for the EXE side right now. They're trying to get out of the zone, Sam, but they're running into this brick wall of orange players. That's finally the first whiff I think I've really seen from Mirage in the midfield, but it's still going to turn into a chance for Nebra. He doesn't have any boost. Can't get to the ball. Linear going to take his time. This might actually cost him. He does get there in time. Demo onto Monster, and that might break up this play, though. Tito still looking for Knight out in front.
Oh!
Rebound.
What?
Oh, hits the player. Across, and Linear just reaches across, pokes it away, and EXE snake bitten here in game 2.
No way. That is just unreal. I cannot believe that Mirage kept that ball out. EXE throwing everything at the net and still not finding that goal. That I'm literally speechless right now. That has got to be gut-wrenching for the blue side, and time now running out for them.
Big shot. Yeah, I mean, time is the worst enemy of EXE right now, Sam. 20 seconds left. They need to. Linear. This will be popped up by Vegas, and time will continue to tick. Vegas with the follow-up touch. Knight has to take that one away, but I don't think the time is there. 5 seconds left. They're going to push it into the zone, only to be turned right back around, and Mirage will take game number 2. Final score, 2-0, and EXE once again frustrated on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and why not? Because honestly, they put some really good shots on net, especially that scramble at the end. One of those situations as a player, you're just expecting really at that point. You're not just hoping, you're expecting that somehow that ball is going to go in. I mean, you're just thinking that's a goal, and then to see it not be that, you don't want to think about it, but you know that EXE are thinking exactly that, especially with the hill that they have in front of them. Of course, with Mirage being that team in the upper, we talked about they may need the reset. Right now, it's looking like they're just going to blaze on through. Best of 5 a little rough in the grand finals, Hunted, I won't lie, but actually I kind of like that. You better show up. You better show up and get it done. If not, you will be done.
No, you're right. I mean, it's I can see your point, right? I mean, best of 7s are just, you know, it seems like the perfect length at times, but these best of 5s on a day as long as today has been, I really like ending the day with a best of 5, because you're right. You can't just casually come into the series, drop the first 2 games, and say, oh, okay, I'll play Rocket League now, and expect to win and have a game left over, right? So, yeah, no, I think you're right. I think EXE, they struggled mightily in game number 2, and I hate to say it, but I think their offensive struggles come from that overtime in game 1. They had so many good chances that it seems like they've lost their confidence after not being able to pull out that victory.
Yeah, and you know that they've got the talent. I mean, we saw Monster just cruising around the field, making plays. Tito as well has made some really big plays. So I agree. Now's the time just to step up, play your game, get cruising, get grooving. I mean, what more can I say? You got to feel yourself out there sometimes. If not, the other team's just going to run all over you.
Oh, wow, that was
literally.
Very close. Yes, no, you're absolutely right. Vegas running all over the defensive line that time. He had a big demo, just unfortunately didn't turn into anything for Mirage, as now Nebra's going to turn on this ball. He ends up getting chased in the zone, and EXE again looking a little scrambly on the defensive side to start this game as Nebra wins the challenge. This will be a bouncer out in front. Nobody able to get there for Mirage. It's a pop-up. Here comes Tito. Back wall read. Not going to happen, as that was a quick transition. Great block I believe that was Knight there on the block on going to keep us 0-0. That was a scoring chance for sure for Mirage.
Yeah, and that's really scary for EXE. They're trying to keep every scoring chance just away, away, away. They want to be down on the offensive side. They've had such good touches there, but they're going to have to play more defenses. That's a flick down by Linear. That's the one thing for EXE. We haven't been able to see them play that offensive game with how quick Mirage are.
This is such good Rocket League with how close these teams are at times, and it's like a story being played out in front of us right now. It's the story of EXE and what they can do when they're on form. There's a great pass and a read from Knight. He slams it home, and hopefully a bit of confidence back in the blue team.
That bounce, too. That bounce down. The perfect waterfall with power. And Tito, of course, will step up, read it perfectly. If you're going to get a play like that, you got to read it. It's pretty much a rule at this point. Linear, you're going for his own, but can't get there as Tito will get the defensive stop as well. That's really massive. I think for EXE, though, now they take the words out of my mouth. I think they shouldn't have done that.
No. And Knight gets caught in no man's land here, right? Turns on the ball, but not on the goal line far enough back to make an easy stop there. That's a tough one to concede, especially after finally breaking the silence on the offensive side. Monster, I think he had a shooting chance there, just didn't quite get around it. And now all of a sudden, we're back to a level of game, heading into halftime of Game 3. Great dunk from Linear. Going to force Monster off his own goal line to try to make a play. It'll be pushed up forward by Nebra. Weird little bounce, and Linear takes the shot. Rebound is there. Oh, everybody's scrambling out in front, but the ball stays out for the moment.
Just a massive jump as everyone goes for where that ball will be. All three players for EXE there, just in case, I guess, as they do keep it out. But Mirage keep it going up in the air as Nebra, another block coming down as the EXE defense has been tested, but they have not broken, not yet, but Mirage still pushing.
Yeah, here they come again. Good play from Monster. He gets it as far as midfield. Linear wants to turn it around. Tito is there. Ends up bouncing it off of his opponent. And now Nebra, he'll take possession out of the corner. Has some boost to work with. Will grab the mid boost as well. He's going to catch this one. What a flick from Nebra. And he will do it all himself. Take away the play down the side, the flick, the goal. It's 2-1.
Oh, my word. He just stays with it the entire time as two defenders are watching him do it, carrying the ball down the field. They have no response. What control. What a flick. What a play. Mirage now late leading. They are ready to take home this big cash prize.
That they most certainly are. The lion's share of the prize pool here today. Mirage on the cusp of being our final field North American champions, as they just need to hang on to this 1-goal lead with 70 seconds left to go. But EXE got to start the push into the zone. We're going to see them start to send their third player on that aggressive pass. Here's Knight with some space. Good back check from Linear, but the ball's still going to bounce up high. Tito keeps it in. Now Monster out of the corner. Knight wants to turn on it, but he doesn't have the angle. Tito's got to make a read. This is going to be dangerous out in front. Good fake from Knight. He's got a one-on-one. Got to get there quickly, though, and Vegas comes up big.
Oh, the fake, too. Just wait till a little long on that flick, as he had done everything perfectly so far, but there's still pressure.
There it is.
Knight gets it on. No, it's wide.
Oh, my. I thought that was in for sure, but it stays out. As now Linear, he's going to continue to waste time. 22 seconds left to go in the game. He's got an opening, and he scores. Linear will add an extra one to the board for Mirage. 3-1 with 19.5 to go.
Mirage get a second chance. We go from a 2-2 game to 1-3. EXE with the glorious chance to put it on, but it goes wide. Mirage come downfield, get the score. Game is late. Another chance here. This may seal it. It's Nebra up over top 4 for Mirage, and they are looking good, looking like our field finale victors.
And I think with that, they most certainly will secure it. The Pink Hearts as well to send us off a 3-0 sweep over top of EXE. Mirage able to take the victory. And, you know, again, Sam, as we watch the final 5 seconds tick off the board, I have to say, for Mirage, they came out in this series like a team destined to win, right? They never looked back on anything. They had a couple of close chances that didn't go in. They didn't let it get to them. They kept that pressure going, kept finding goals when they needed to. And unfortunately, there was just no chance for their opponents that time around.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But fortunate for these guys. And as I look at this roster, I think this is really what the field is all about. You see the Mirage name. We've heard that with a different roster before, but these guys need a look. They deserve this look. They played extremely well. We're seeing that execution, no puns here, just true execution on the field. And it's that high-level play, that speed that you expect from those top guys. I just got out of the grid. So did you, Hunted. We step here. We see this play here. It's like we don't miss a beat. It's maybe a little bit not quite as controlled, right? But
sure.
At the end of the day, I mean, they deserve everything. These are fabulous players, and it's been exciting, and I've been happy to be a part of it. No doubt about that.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, definitely. It's not much of a difference coming from the top level Rocket League. You are spot on there, and for Mirage, I mean, again, you know, let's go back just to revisit game one quickly and think of what happens if EXE wins that game. What happens if they score a couple of those shots? Does the mindset stay the same? It does Mirage, you know, start to feel less confident? You know, there's going to be a ton of what ifs, obviously, but, you know, what actually truly happened is Mirage 3-0s, and they do it off the back of, as you mentioned, just execution, very consistent, basic Rocket League, and a great mindset that carries them through the day.
Yeah, and it's those touches when they get involved with the play, just so good, making it so tough. Keeping their opponent to 2 goals in a 3-game series, just extremely good, very, very stingy. And yeah, it just made it really tough. I agree. If we could have seen some goals on the other side, maybe EXE could have got it going. But unfortunately for them, they just never could. It was just too much just oppression. It didn't even feel like strong defense necessarily. It just was an overall good game for Mirage. So the type of team that you definitely expect will make this upper bracket run and just run through it. And I mean, we looked through the bracket and they absolutely killed it today. Killed it. I mean, their toughest series might have been that Circuitry Gaming series as they took down some really amazing teams on the way. It was like this team was destined to just get it done at this point.
I mean, you could make the case that they literally killed the bracket. For everybody else besides themselves,
yeah, honestly,
the bracket was theirs. But folks, unfortunately, with that means that we are done for the evening. We thank you all so very much for sticking with us throughout the weekend for both EU and North American field finales.
May as well, Ben. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know you're absolutely right. But unfortunately, that's going to be it for us. Before we do jump out, want to make sure we remind you, of course, about our Discord, where you can be kept up to date with all things Rival. We've got some cool upcoming projects, so make sure you jump on into our Discord there to stay up to date. And the website, again, Sam, it's a brand new website. I know the guys are very, very proud of it. RivalEsports.com.
I didn't do
check
anything.
It out.
I did nothing with the website, and I still am very proud.
and you can check out our shop there as well, too, to find all that awesome, wonderful merch. So, folks, that's going to be it for our time here. I have been Hunted. My partner in crime has been Sam, and a big thank you to Meet and Greek today, specifically for holding everything down earlier on while we were getting everything sorted. And of course, big shout out to the boys on the backside for everything they do, all the button pushing and all of the adminning and stuff like that. But folks, thank you so much. Follow the channel. We'll be back later. Love you. Have a good night.
Bye.